Good morning, Mumbai, and you're with Rishi K.
This man's baritone could give anybody a complex, leave alone a radio host, but that's not the reason why he's here. Mr. Kabir Bedi, here to talk about Mumbai United and everything that's happening in this city. Good morning, Mr. Bedi. How are you?
Good morning, Rishikesh. How are you?
Excellent. Very unfortunate turn of circumstances. Why are we being deprived of our basic right to freedom? What do you think we need to do now to tackle this entire situation whereby one is even scared to go out on an ordinary evening out to a pub or a nightclub, not knowing whether we'll end up behind bars?
I think that's so tragic. I mean, the way Mumbai police has behaved has been absolutely terroristic, because for them it's just a night out on the town. But people that get arrested, I mean, these can have serious consequences for their life, for their employment, for their work, for their visas, for their passports. All this goes on record. So it's really something that people have to worry about seriously. And people like Inspector Thoble, if they've exceeded the bounds of the law or conduct, they should be held up for it. But really, it's not the ACP Thobles that are the issue. The issue is the antiquated laws that prevent Mumbai becoming a 24/7 city, which it should be in the 21st century. And these antiquated laws are what empower the police and department and social service department to conduct these raids in the name of morality, etc., which is really, firstly, it's shocking, secondly, it's undemocratic, and thirdly, people hiding behind rules that were framed for very different times. As I said the other day on our show, I was in Saudi Arabia a month or so ago. That's a place that has no bars, no pubs, nowhere you can listen to music anywhere in the evening in a public place, nor even cinema for that matter. So is that the kind of Mumbai we want to be moving towards, where we terrorize all owners of such establishments to close down? The licensing requirements themselves are so hard and difficult and have been renewed every year. And I know of certain establishments that are closed now because they stood up to the police, and the police are not giving them renewing their licenses. And these people are suffering enormous losses because nothing is moving on the police files. So that misusing the law to further very narrow agendas, and I really think it's sad that a city like Mumbai has to deal with this. And it's not just a question of rich kids partying at night. There are good young people out there, hard-working professionals who go out to meet their dates, mates, have a get-together, a place to chill in the evening after work. Plus, there are a whole swathe of the population that works at night. There are call centers working, there are night shifts working. Where do people eat in the middle of the night if they need to? The only places open are these five-star hotels, and then nobody can afford 500 sandwiches every night. I mean, these are working people. So there has to be something where you're cracking on juice centers, on masala curry restaurants, and places where people need to eat, and give themselves sustenance and refreshment and nourishment at all odd hours. And why Mumbai should be closing the whole city down at 11:30 or 1:30 defies imagination. All the sales of these at these institutions are taxed. It's a benefit to the state. Why should they limit the opening hours?
Mr. Bedi, it wasn't always like this. This Tamasha Act came into place in 1960. You have seen Mumbai's nightlife through the swinging 60s and beyond. Just a haul back to those days, when times were more easy and, you were able to enjoy yourself. Talk about the Mumbai or the Bombay of yore.
Well, it was Bombay in those days, and the Bombay of yore was certainly a place where you didn't have the police raiding establishments where people went to hang out and have a good time in the evening, or just chill and relax with their mates. So it was a pretty free atmosphere, although there were people had to close down by a certain time. But nobody ever worried about things like that. If somebody went a little over, they went a little over. I think even though the same laws were enforced at the time, they're on the books at the time, nobody worried about them. Because, actually, if you look at the Bombay Police Act, I think 60% of it is structured to controlling dance classes. I mean, can you believe that? I mean, Shamak Dawar wouldn't have a place to practice because the Dance Classes Act is I don't know where they got this bee in their bonnet, but it's there. So the point is, one can point out all kinds of things in the Bombay Police Act where if you dress indecently, according to them, they can book you. If you speak indecently, if you behave indecently. I mean, what constitutes indecent is up to them. Even if you question what they're doing, they can slap you with a fine of 1,200 rupees. And they never have to book you under an FIR. That's the other advantage of the Mumbai Police Act. So this is sheer misuse of official power, misuse of time when the censor board had these old regulations, which they largely ignored.
Correct.
And then suddenly when they wanted to victimize somebody, they would start enforcing them, which had regulations like, forget not being able to show a pregnant woman, you couldn't even show the shadow of a pregnant woman. So they had the means to terrorize anybody, but they never used it.
Correct.
When they started misusing it, there was a huge hue and cry. The act was changed, modernized more, even though it's still pretty strict. It was modernized to fit in with the times. And I think that's what needs to be done with the Mumbai Police Act, as well as the way it is implemented and who is targeted and for what reasons.
Correct. As of now, all you who listen today, facebook.com/mumbai.unite. Go in there, and there's a whole movement that's happening there, which we support here at 94.3 Radio 1. Mr. Kabir Bedi, absolute pleasure, sir, to talk to you.
Thank you so much, Rishikesh. Lovely talking to you, and I do hope that people unite behind this Mumbai Unite campaign, because it's one way of saying with a really loud voice, enough is enough. We are not criminals. We have a right to relax, and please don't target us. Besides, there's a whole population there that needs places at night, and they must be catered to in a modern 21st century city.
That's right. Thank you, sir. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Rishikesh. Bye. If instead of, for instance, harassing women coming into bars and suspecting them of being prostitutes, if they're really worried about prostitution, why don't they close down the whole of the Grant Road, Kamathipura area, Mumbai's biggest red light district, which is acres of prostitutes to arrest if you want, you know? Why are they going on this missionary zeal in odd clubs to harass patrons? Now, one of the things that happened was the laws of the Mumbai Police Act were changed to a crackdown on dance bars. Those very laws, they are now applying to nightclubs, lounges, discotheques, pubs, and therefore making life very difficult for everyone. So I think the efforts of Mumbai Unite should be supported. I feel unless people come out with a loud voice saying enough is enough, please change the laws and get this communication to the people in power, then nothing is going to change. Now, I do believe that the Chief Minister Prithviraj Chauhan is a good man. He has Mumbai's welfare at heart. But there are people, the Home Minister and the Chief of Police, who have their own areas of domain, and it's not easy for the Chief Minister to interfere in those, but he must, because it is his duty as the steward of the state to make sure that Mumbai is moving in the right direction.